Greetings, everybody. My name is Coin, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Hopefully, we're all doing well today. And before we begin, I would like to take an opportunity to thank Michael DS and Brightwell at for their tiered subscriptions on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for your contribution this month. Please enjoy all of the benefits that come along with those benefits packages. Additionally, I'd like to thank Raspy for their $10 donation during this month's cycle. You three have been amazing. If you guys want your names on these plaques, you can either make a one-off donation on Patreon or Coffee, or you can, subscribe on Twitch. Prime Gaming, whether it's Prime Gaming or Tier 3, doesn't much matter. Do I recommend a Tier 3? No, but you have that option if you want it. Let's figure out how much I have to adjust this camera here, because I always have to adjust this darn thing. Now, last time on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we started building up Terrytown. We got that done in 2 hours, complete with the marriage between Hudson and Ronson. And they will go on to have a kid later. I can't wait to see that. The other thing, though, is that we started knocking out the EX quests. We have a lot of we have quite a few EX quests left to work on, and then we have to go we have to start knocking out various quests. Now, the way the quests work in Breath of the Wild, it's not too difficult. The basics are an NPC will have a quest, you talk to them, you accept the quest, and then, you fulfill the conditions of that quest by either doing something specific, snapping a photo of something, or bringing something back to the affected or unsuspecting NPC, the one that asked you to do the quest. And then afterwards, there's either a next step or, the quest will complete. Now, the thing that maybe people don't rightly know offhand about Breath of the Wild quests is that they have a path. There is an established order for quests. For example, when we were doing the whole getting the last shrine over here at the Laknaroki Shrine, the heirloom quest, we needed to complete a few other ones to make that happen. We completed one pretty early on when we came here, but we were stuck because we hadn't completed the Cuckoo quest line yet. We had, not quest line, the Cuckoo quest. We had to get 10 cuckoos, and then go from there. There were maybe one or two other quests as well, but the point is, we had to go in a specific sequence to unlock the missing or stolen heirloom quest, which gave us this shrine. There are a lot of quests, or quite a few quests in this game that are like that. As far as other bits of bookkeeping that we can do before we begin, first let me start by telling you what I've been doing. I have been grinding arrows. I have also been grinding amber. We need 220 to 240 units of amber for armor upgrades, so that was more or less what I was working on doing. I also took the opportunity to go through the usual arrow grinding pathway, which I totally forgot to put a pin in, by the way, but we essentially did, that's what I was doing, was grinding arrows. We have around 250 of them. I was grinding fish, herbs, you name it, and along with a lot of ore. There's just a lot of stuff to grind, to do. It isn't just the armor. It isn't just the armor upgrades. It's also all of the cooking recipes. I'm just gonna use a melee weapon here because that's kind of a waste. We're supposed to cook all in one sitting. We're supposed to well, cook all the different recipes all in one sitting. I'm supposed to demonstrate a lot of stuff to you, and that requires a lot of grinding to get done. However, what I'm going to do real quick, just so we have access to it later, we need to go back, and I need to swap out this spear for, see, I probably don't want to use that. Let's put on some pants of the metal variety, the flame breakers, and real quick, let's go. I'm gonna go get a cobble crusher so that we can upgrade it real quick into the boulder breaker. We definitely want a sledgehammer because I will be mining ore wherever I see it. Hey, you guys said no on screen. You guys said no to additional grinding videos, but that doesn't mean I can't do any on-screen grinding. Like, the terms and conditions of the voting item are really important. Okay, so we have that. That's in place. I know where we can get a cobble crusher pretty easily. It's a good idea while you're playing this game to keep like a mental roadmap of where you can find certain things. Like there's always a falcon bow that you can go grab at Rito Village for the express purpose of upgrading a cobble crusher into a boulder breaker. Like that's important. That's really important. I think I might have mixed up two examples there. I kind of like mishmashed them together for whatever reason. There's always the falcon bow sitting out on top of the desk in Rito Village. You can turn that into a great eagle bow. Here, there's always a nearby cobble crusher, assuming a blood moon has passed, or a rest cycle. A couple of rest cycles have passed, and you can upgrade that to a boulder breaker pretty easily. You just need a diamond or two. Let's go rest until morning. We're not, and maybe break Link's spine while we're right here. Yes, we're gonna stay at the end. We're gonna have our spine smashed. Running around at this hour, a bed and a massage. Until morning, please. That scream never gets old. Also, the lighting in the room's a bit off. I forgot to adjust it. I'm gonna go do that real quick. Good morning. You know, here's to hoping, before I go, crank up the lighting a bit. Here's to hoping that if the world were made up of people just like this, of sentient beings just like this, and our world was Hyrule, that they would know that Hylian, or that us, the Hylian people, the humans, so to speak, are a little bit more delicate than Link. And Link is like a well-built, twink warrior. he is the sturdiest twinkle twinkle little star you'll ever find. The rest of us are weak and pathetic by comparison. There is a reason why Link is considered the cream of the crop. Make of those sentences what you will. Anyway, give me one moment and I will be right back. Sorry about that. I need to readjust that. 1 second. I wonder if the camera has turned on its auto lighting function again. Ah, no, here's what happened. I had it facing a mirror, which of course causes the light to bounce back on my face twice as much. Okay, we got that all registered and figured out. We got our certifiable cobble crusher. Let's go turn this thing into the thing I want it to be: a hammer, an earth breaker, a boulder breaker, even. It would be nice if the rest of the clan weapons kind of held their weight, though, as the sword and the spear are. The spear is good when you can get it, and you can get it early. It's not a bad mid-game weapon. It's the... Are you not... Do I have to wait for it to be mid-afternoon or something, or what? I did say until morning game. It should have been morning. Let's make it noon. Let's do that. Oh, I also have started taking to blowing up trees for the express purpose of trying to like force early blood moons. You don't have the boulder breaker, cobble crusher, 5 flint, and a diamond. Precious. Yes, I have plenty of diamonds to like spare. Don't worry. I got a cup of Dr. Pepper and a mug of coffee right on standby. Yay! One bona fide sledge ready to go. Now that we've got that out of that little bit of upkeep done and dusted, it is time to start with the outpost ruins, and I'm pretty sure the mask for this is in the Colomo garrison ruins, if I'm remembering correctly. Also, I hope everybody definitely enjoyed the thumbnail, because well, let's just say I got a little bit creative with that thumbnail. Not super creative. I definitely could have done a little bit more with it, but I'm happy enough with the thumbnail I have made. I put some stuff on it. I changed the map's visibility, up the sharpness. Added a nice big title. Let's go, my horse. Okay, so our goal is kind of like here. There should be a chest buried in the ruins. Is there a way? Yeah, we could kind of like follow the road. Sure. Okay, we are now following the road. Good, but I will have to direct it to, like, turn somewhere. The trick is to just kind of move around carefully, and then once you're on a stretch where you don't see any enemies, just let the horse move on its own for a second, and it will follow this path for you. We could just ride. I don't see. Look, I'm holding nothing. I could sip coffee. I could chat with you guys. You guys are awesome, by the way. I just want you to say that, and I want you to know that you're enough, and that there are people in this world who love you. No matter what dark day you're dealing with, I want you to know that. Okay, we're going to have that horse sit right there. And we don't need these pants on anymore. We definitely should be in our stealth suit now. And we're gonna go find I guess a claymore works. Right, and my horse could stay right there as long as, you know, this moblin doesn't get any fun ideas. Thanks, but I'm not interested in you mauling my horse today. All right, so this should be one of the exchange ruins. If not, somewhere in the outpost ruins. Oh, this might be... Oh, this might be No, Phantasma's something different. I don't think we have the mask I'm looking for, because it's like kind of it really is kind of its own unique thing. Is that? No, that's just a rusted claymore. I know it's around here somewhere. It might be on top of this here, or maybe embedded somewhere beneath it. Aha. I believe this is No, that is a rusted shield. That is, in fact, not what I'm looking for. Let me check which stage of the quest we're on. The place is the location of this treasure in the outpost ruins. Okay, I didn't actually... Oh, but we don't need to do that. It's right here. Might be good to go reference that journal. An eerie mask passed down from ancient times. Wearing it makes it harder for certain enemies to spot you. It's a rather rare find. This would make you stick out like a sore thumb. Not gonna lie. Do I want to deal with this? Yeah, you know what? Let's take a quick breather while we, you know, go deal with a talus while we're here. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. And it'll count towards some of the gemstones I'm farming, to be sure. Oh right, we still have 2 of the diamond circlets. I have to sell one of them. Nice. Okay, got him. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 spins. Get off the thing. Get the other one. There we go. Get that sucker out of here. We need as much of this stuff as we can get, honestly. Okay. So why don't we go over to the journal area and have it update the quest? Because it's mentioning that the journal is... it's mentioning that this particular journal still has the locations of things, even though we've read it. So maybe what we have to do is, like, pick a page or linger on it a second longer or something along those lines. Let's go do that so that we have an easy reference. That one I just kind of remember reading about when I was busy placing the chest icons. And I'm like, okay, yep. Because I got like the relative placements of the chests correct. That's kind of what I was looking for. Ooh, I see chests. Oh, no, you don't. Nope. Get out of here with your bad self. But by the end of this, we'll actually start working on some substantive quests, and it should be fine. Okay. Oh, that is a bad noise to hear. Come on, pick up your dinky little Boko Bat. Let's go. You did not want to tango with me today. Poor thing. Poor horse. Hold on, I'll make the wounding feel all better. Will you take it one at a time? What about a wild berry? Okay, you're good then. Good. We're pretty much in, like, the ending stages of the game. Now, once we get these quests done, I don't think we're going to get them all done today, but I do think we're going to get a fair number of them done. I know someone's, like, going to peek around here. You know what I have to say to that? You can take a hike. I really don't like the fact that you've shown up. Oh, and yeah, the Blade Masters do mean business.
Urbosa's Fury is ready.
Thank you. No, don't you dare put the horse in the line of fire. Come on. You stop. Ah. It could have been worse, I suppose. Hey there, NK. Welcome back. Good to see you, good sir. Hopefully you're doing well. Hope you enjoy your stay. I take it you're either on lunch break or school is basically about over? Ah, there is no school today. Makes a lot of sense. Well, that's good. I trust you've been spending your free day doing things you want to do then. Summer break? Nice, nice. That's awesome. So I take it summer break has officially started, or is it like in the beginning segments of it starting? Okay, it keeps moving the indicator here, but I think we've got it. All right, now let's read this. Was this book always here? Yes, although it seems to keep moving. Yep, we already know that. Lake Colomo. Yep, got that one. The green garments of a man who wished to be a fairy are hidden in the ruins of Hyrule Field. Find these pieces at the ruins where trade flourished. It started yesterday because yesterday was the last day of school. Gotcha. That makes sense then. How's it feel to be on summer break then? Do you feel liberated, or you're like, ugh, it's like my second to last year of school or whatever. I wish I could just get it over with. I'm always curious. I wasn't like a lot of my peers. I was kind of someone who was like, okay, I get that school is over and that there's this nice 3-month period, but you know, I hope there aren't any like pushbacks or delays in school starting back, because I'd like to get to the rest of my life. In Tears, you're starting the Gerudo quest, which is the last place of the quest Regional Phenomena. Oh, so is that... Are you, like, choosing the order? Like, is that considered the hardest one to start? Or is it not quite like Breath of the Wild? Is it more linear? At the ruins where sinners were imprisoned, and at the village ruins next to farmland where many people once gathered. The Princess of Twilight, whose stories are handed down alongside those of the hero of Twilight, her helmet can be found at the temple ruins, soaked in the waters of the Regencia River. Armor worn by fierce phantoms, feared even by heroes, is hidden in the ruins of Hyrule Field. Find these pieces at a battleground where brave souls tested their skill. Good lord. I can't speak today. At ceremonial grounds where royal guards are honored, and at the ruins where the soldiers of Hyrule gathered. EX is all that is written on the last page. What could it mean? The Regional Phenomena quest is the Free the Divine Beast quest, but in Tears. Okay, so it's go to all the temples, or go to all the places, and, you know, get the sages or what have you. That makes sense. Okay. So now that we have that, I can look back at this. And we have... I think it's the pants we have. It is the shirt that we have. So to find the other two... At the ruins where sinners were imprisoned. Well, I'm gonna have to, like, take a second and kind of wrap my mind around that, but what I am gonna do is go over to the closest point to the Sage Temple ruins, because that, I know for a fact, is where the Midna's helmet is being talked about, the Princess of Twilight. There's only one of those. Her name is Midna. If you guys want to see a playthrough of Twilight Princess, you should go check out Chugga Conroy's playthrough. He's currently working on one right now. I believe he's in like episode 30-something. The chap has had to have a couple of dental procedures between rounds of recording, so it's not exactly like one contiguous playthrough, but it is a nice one if you want to learn some of the deeper stuff that went into the development and or cutting room floor of Twilight Princess. That is something I wanted to say, by the way. That gives me a good idea to talk about this. When we get ready, you know, when we complete DLC 2, and we start that go find all the monster chests part of the full completion experience, what I'm gonna do is I am going to have there's a website that has all the cutting room floor documentation, at least as far as it's been put on that website. I'm sure there's some things in like Reddits we could go find, but my intention is to kind of take a tour of the things that people have found so far for the cutting room floor as like my way of talking about the hidden stuff, the stuff that maybe people don't know when they're playing the game, similar to how Chugga Conroy does it. But normally he takes a lot of notes and just has this stuff prepared ahead of time. If you're going to do it live, you need to have places ready to go to discuss this stuff. Of course, if people are speed running or, they have some insider knowledge as well, I will see about maybe hitting up some of those folks for some stuff we could, like, discuss. But I imagine a lot of people are probably going to say, I'm in the wrong location. Let's not do that. Headed the wrong direction. I should put a pin there where I want to go so I don't make that mistake. I'm RPG brained, okay? I see blinking quest marker, I want to go to it. It's not always true. I'm usually very good about resisting that, but today my headspace is a little bit weird. All right, let's find the... We'll have to start poking around in here, but at least I know where the helmet is supposed to be. I may need to pull up the I may need to pull up a like map or guide for where to find some of these. We kind of just got the chess piece by happenstance. Ooh, also let's call our horse in like a safer location. This is pretty safe, all things considered. But yeah, my intention is to definitely let's go ahead and... That is incorrect. Let's get a third one. Let's whip out the Shoxies. We have to farm monster parts anyway, and sometimes Lizalfos also happen to, Oh, I did not get that tail. Let's fix that. And at least there's not an in-game lightning storm. Sometimes they drop arrows. I don't think these ones were going to, but I'm kind of going out of my way to farm monster parts. We already have the we already have like the dark armor from Hilton. So this is more of farming monster parts for monster parts' sake. Okay, let's swim away pretty quickly. But yeah, I the cutting room floor stuff is going to be mostly for... It's mostly to emulate the same style, because that kind of style is hard to emulate. No one can really do what Chugga Conroy is capable of doing unless you have editors, you have money, or, you have time. I have time. I don't have money, so... the best I can probably do is at least, point out the resources that have these cutting room floor things in them, and we can kind of go from there. And if people have things they like to contribute from, say, their own personal experience speed running or, playing the game over long periods, because that is something that I think I can say I've cultivated is... Some of you guys have played this game a long time. A long, long time. Or very familiar with the franchise. And in the case of Breath of the Wild, some of you guys have had 8 years worth of time and experience with this game. And you have seen some things that perhaps aren't written on the sites yet. That sort of stream would be very good for other people in our lovely community to leave their own little imprint on this stream. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to look at the cutting room floor stuff. A good placeholder time would be at least when we start doing the monster encampments, because that's like the last tour. That's like going to be the last tour of Hyrule. If there's anything we haven't done that we should do, that would be a good time to do it. That would be a good time to talk about some of the cutting room floor stuff, because once the credits start rolling, I really don't have much else left to show you. I don't. And of course, some folks are gonna say, oh, but what about the gold enemies you talked about? I have to do so much killing just to show that off. You guys have, some of you have exactly a clue, a lot of clues as to what I'm talking about. But, so, the way that, unlike other kinds of games where RPG elements are thrown in, this is a good time to talk about this as well. So specifically in Breath of the Wild, right? Tears of the Kingdom follows like this sort of same system too. So you can throw that into the list. But this style of game that the Legend of Zelda devs have thrown at us has a kind of like a reverse leveling system. You, the player, don't level up. That never happens. What happens is, as you kill things and do things in this world, you have some sort of a point tally. In order to upgrade tiers of enemies, quote unquote, because like I said, the world is changing around you. It gets stronger. You don't. You get stronger because the world does, if that's making any sense. It's a point system. Killing, and it's like more well recorded. I can go look it up if you guys want me to list specific values. There are definitely some forums that talk about this. I can go readily find one, but I know that bokoblins are worth, I think it's like a 6 to 8 point value on this kill count experience counter thing. And when you reach a certain threshold, that is when you can start seeing the next tier of enemies. So something like one of the roving ancient guardians is worth 40 points. To start seeing the first gold enemy, for context, in master mode, you need to score on this experience counter thing 2,200 points, which if we take 220 and divide it by 4, you're getting 50. Let's see. 22 divided by 4 is 5. That's, yep, bring down the 2. So, yeah, 55. You need to kill 55 guardians to start seeing golden bokoblins. The last enemy, for context, would be Lynels, and those require 6,000 points, which 600 divided by, 40, or, I'm sorry, 6,000 divided by 40, or, 600 divided by 4 is 125. 125, 250, 375. Nope, that is 500, not 600. Hold on, gotta do division here. 2 carry the 0, 1, 5. Yeah, okay, 150. 150, 300, 450, 600. Yep, that counts correct. I can math. It's one of the things I'm better at compared to some other stuff that I've done in the past. That is 150 guardians. Like, specifically walking ones. For other context, defeating Ganon, like, you know, the Calamity Ganon slash Dark Ganon Beast, that gives you 800 points. AKA the archery score number, 800 points. And that's a one-time kill. Wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. So all this to say, you're killing a ton of different enemies, and you have to kill a lot of each kind, other than the Guardians. Those just come back or don't. In order to spawn progressive tiers of enemies, which will in turn have stronger weapons they're using, which in turn you can collect when you kill them. The world levels up. You, not so much. Which I think is really cool. I like that. I like the specific way it's implemented. I don't mind that this system is hidden. I don't mind that at all. Because what are we going to do about that? Yeah, there are some people that could probably game the system. But if you're going to game the system, you kind of have to reverse engineer it anyway. I want to see if they turn around. Oh, if I know why I can't crouch here. If I try to crouch, I'm going to end up... Let's go ahead and get this. I'm gonna go ahead and knock him down. That's gonna come to a complete stop here, Mr. Lizalfos. Thanks so much for playing my game. Alright, so now that we're here in the Sage Ruins, let's not do this, and instead, let's climb up. Good. Ooh, diamonds and 10 shock arrows. Gotta love that. We can probably swap out... Let's see. What's this? 38 and 30. It's the same bow, I think. Yeah, they're both durable, so... Yeah, let's find our friend, the chest. I just wanted to discuss, like, the point system in some detail. Again, I think there's a lot more to it than what I said. There really, truly is. But the thing about systems like this is that I'm not... There are people way more suited to digging into the deep details about this than me. But I do want to point out that I think I can at least point out that... I can at least point out that, you know, people have done the digging on this. You can go search for, you know, Breath of the Wild, enemy counter or enemy tiers Reddit, and you'll get something for your trouble. I wonder if it's like in one of the trees. I don't think so. I think I see the outline of a chest anyway. Ooh, rugged rhino beetle? I won't say no to that. No, that's just a shield. Okay. But I do think it's important to discuss these things. Let's get up here and maybe I can get some better ground to like look around for the chests in. In worst case scenario, I suppose I can like, you know, I can, like, look around. It might actually be in this cart now that I think about it. It's definitely in the ruins. I know the quest that I read, if I look at this. Temple-soaked ruins. This is the Regencia River. There's only one water-soaked temple ruins. It's these. Oh boy. Let me not do that. 1, 2, there's the third. Now, I need you, lovely gentlemen, to just get out of here, please. While I'm thinking about it, I would like to take a moment to briefly do some shilling. I want to thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to support the channel, you know, it's like both channels, YouTube or Twitch, and you want to help each other, like, if you guys want to help either channel or both channels grow, feel free to follow on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. I really feel like it's sitting at the top of a tree or something silly. Or else it's like in it's like in a cart. That's the other thing I could think about. Don't worry, I'll find out where it is. It's in these ruins for sure. I just need to find it. And there aren't that many places where it could be. It could be in here. This is like an internal area. Like on it. Could be there. Nope. Alright, not too sure where else it could be. It's not on top of the giant tree there. Aha! Found it. Just had to look at it the right way. Of course, you guys don't have to do that. You guys being here is more than enough. Hello, Guardian. A helmet much like the one Midna wore when she fought alongside the hero of Twilight. It's a rather rare find. Thank you for the ban, Saribot. Much appreciated. But yeah, I just wanted to get that shilling done and dusted. And of course, you know, we'll be back at this on Monday. So what's the next one we can do? We'll be back at this some more on Monday, probably. Let's see, we got fairy clothes, Phantasma. I think, yeah, okay, so the last two EX quests are let's see, we do need to kind of like do this. So let's go. I'm gonna go grab my phone real quick and we can start looking this stuff up, because there are a lot of places that match these descriptions, and I don't want to waste our time. So give me 1 second. Sorry about that. That took me maybe about 10 seconds. I'm just swiping for important communiques. And now we're gonna pull up where these things are supposed to be, so we can get this show on the road and get it done. So this one is fairy clothes. Okay. And then, okay, so the exchange ruins are south of the Kamyatak Shrine. That's going to be here. Let's put a pin there. And we can just fly to it. Why waste everyone's time walking when you can fly? Fly like an eagle. The notice for the ad alert should be coming in just a minute. The alert, pops up 5 minutes before we actually take the commercial break, which is 3 minutes long. So, you know, if you're wondering, like, when does the advertisement alert show up, it's always 5 minutes before the alert goes out, unless something has happened with Firebot, which can happen from time to time. I will probably need to take out that Guardian, but we'll see. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. Of course, everyone and their mother wants me to die. Why am I not surprised? But this is a pretty potent source of, mighty bananas. And the best part about that advertisement alert is that we've gotten all the shilling out of the way for that. We did that early. So because we did it early, I don't have to, like, structure it again. I don't have to, like, take time to do this. We can just keep moving. Ideally, I'd like to get a little bit of, like, a pop-up to, like, occasionally, or, like, a chat prompt to occasionally tell people that they should do those things. It would be nice if I could do that without having to take, extra time to do this. Because that means that we have more time to talk about other stuff. All right, so we're looking for a metal chest. It's probably inside one of the structures. And I guess while we're here, we can also pick up any other chests we find. Yay, for arrows! It's nice finding these, by the way. Have we taken a picture of this? We have. Good. We still have not taken pictures of everything yet, so, making sure we take the necessary care and attention to do that is kind of important. Because, that's less money I have to raise to go buy what we need, I don't want to have to buy a whole bunch of compendium pictures at the end. I'll do it. Sometimes, it's just not... Sometimes you just have a hard time, getting all the pictures or doing, like, a specific thing. And it's nice that there's this catch-up mechanic there if you really, truly need it. It's probably in here, if I had to guess. Or the game can make me a flat-out liar. Sure, game. Where else could it be? That is a bad, like, thing to have had happen. We'll have to, you know, stop by Krenel Hills and get the, oh, there, I think we found it. We'll have to, stop by Krenel Hill and get the blizzard and, frost rods. There was once a man who claimed to be the very reincarnation of a fairy. He treasured this hood, and so will you. After all, it's a rather rare find. Kulu Limpa. Don't steal it. You can't buy it. Have the shirt so it's the tights. I think I could have guessed at these. And Mabe Ruins is like over there. Yeah, the Mabe. Oh, not here. It's like here-ish. Okay, I'm gonna place a pin. We're gonna warp, and I should be able to. We'll get there after the commercial break. That should be coming up shortly. Sorry about that.
Daruk's protection is now ready to roll.
I got a little bit caught up scrolling something on my phone. That's my bad. Let's get back to it. And I will extend the stream by an extra 5 minutes to make up for that. You guys have my word on that. Also, I guess in something I can say that I've done in, like, let's just sort this by set again, like I have been routinely doing. I've been learning a few other things. So for Firebot, right, I can make scheduled effects, and there's this like type of time expression called a cron tab format. I've been learning quite a bit about that. It's really nice to have it's really nice to actually have a way to specify, oh, well, I only want... Oh, hello, what are you doing out there? How can I? What should I do? I'm terrified of deep water. Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought. What about? I can't believe I'm about to share this with you, but I'm absolutely stumped. Have you seen that strange shape down at the bottom of the river? It's hard to make out, but I'm pretty sure it's a treasure chest. But I can't figure out how to fish it out of there. I guess I need some kind of machine or something to get it out. I'm so curious about what's inside that chest I can't even sleep. Hey, my fishing method works. It just kills the wildlife instantly. Imagine electrifying water to catch real fish in real life. That's awful. What the heck? There's no yikes about this. There's the treasure chest. I fished it out for you. Oh, the treasure chest. Incredible. I can't believe you managed to get that treasure chest out of there. Hurry up and open it already. Whoa, buddy. I don't know who you are or what kind of power you have, but it's awesome. Like, really awesome. Now, hurry up and open that chest. Okay, I was worried the game wasn't going to let me do that. We got a royal broadsword. The Hyrulean royal family would award this sword to knights who achieved remarkable feats. Yep. Their inventory is full. Oh my god, you're gonna make me drop a weapon just to get it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna break both of these, because what we're gonna do... is just break those, grab this, and then figure out what we need to drop to make this happen. I don't know what kind of wizardry you use, but that's incredible. And yeah, what was inside the chest? It was a sword. What? A cool sword, you say? Whatever. I didn't even really want that life-changing treasure anyway. Well, at least I can relax now that I know what was inside. Okay. He pulled the sunken treasure and reported the contents to Isra. Isra went home satisfied to the wetland stable. We just get a sword. That's just a thing that is allowed to happen. Okay. Well, that was a fun little mini excursion, and that's a free... that is a free quest. Just a free quest. Like, right there. That we could use. Let's get our horsey friend and let's get to the next town ruins. We'll probably have to fight some guardians on the way, but it won't be all that bad. Just keep our eyes peeled. That's all that's gotta happen. You finally all set, ma'am? This keeps happening to you. You really should learn. Ah, my aching head. Why did I think it was a good idea to take this road? I try to have a day out just watching the river, and now I'm going back to the stable. Okay, and let's just keep our eyes peeled for any guardians, shall we? They're supposed to be like loading in relatively early just so you can like see them. Those are decrepit ones, but there might be one walking around here. And when we get to this next intersection, I'll just manually control the horse. It's nice being able to free my hands on this, by the way. It's really nice to be able to free my hands on this. And the music is even fairly subdued, just for the purposes of being able to talk over it, which is awesome. So if you ever like, oh, my thumb hurts, my wrist hurts, this is what a horse is really for. Especially once you have the ancient armor and can just move one around basically whenever you want. This is like the perfect time to like use it. Gonna just slow the speed down. Thank you so much for jumping over that, and we're gonna park you right here while we go do that. That is a rusty shield. So let's now we're in the Mabe Village ruins. We're gonna save because it's been a while. Even though I see the autosave there, we're gonna save anyway. Okay, we're going to switch. That is incorrect. And I had to spend an extra arrow on that as not particularly good. Let's use, I guess, our last hearty food. Well, that certainly could have gone better. Could have been much worse, but certainly could have gone better. And we are here looking for an EX chest, as always. And as soon as we have it, we'll actually complete the Tingle set. That's what we're looking for. Probably not among this. It's gotta be in one of, like, the ruined structures. That's where I imagine it would be. Just go ahead and do a light activity on my phone. You know, keep from me having to unlock it. I could like toggle it not to shut down or, you know, lock up for various periods. I have my phone lock up for security reasons fairly quick. Yeah, I have it lock up for security reasons. Only thing I don't really have is, you know, biometric scanning. Boy, being able to scan my thumbprint into a phone would be hella nice. My phone just is not outfitted with that. And I haven't upgraded my phone in quite some time. Probably since 2019. Like everything else that goes on here, it's always 2019. Okay, I gotta stop, like, fumbling the ball on this. What just popped up out of nowhere? I heard that sound. There was a sound. All right. Okay, let's check around this. Make sure there's nothing here. Could be in this little pile of rubble here. That is a shield. The EX chest is likely to be buried around some rubble. If I were a dev placing a chest, that is exactly where I would put one. You know what else is really nice? Now that, we're not hunting Koroks, I could actually see my whisper panel again on Twitch. It's really nice to not have to worry about that. So, what can I say? My Twitch whispers are open. I have read the Twitch whispers. You can direct message someone on Twitch. That's basically what whispering someone... No, actually, whispering someone is kind of its own thing, now that I'm thinking on it. When you whisper someone, that's a chat room thing. You could just direct message people. He treasured these tights, and so will you. After all, they're a rather rare find. And that'll complete the fairy clothes. Believe we only have one. We should only have Phantasma left over. So now that's exactly what we're going to do. And then the EX quests are done. No more DLC quests other than... No more DLC quests other than, the DLC 2 stuff. Okay. This first one, at a battleground where souls tested their skills. Well, that makes me think... See, that makes me think of the Colosseum. And you know what that means. This shrine and another dose of... should I get the Blizzard Rod? I should probably get the Blizzard Rod. We don't really need the Meteor Rod. We've got a flaming weapon, but a Blizzard Rod would be really nice to have. That helps with a coarser bee honey, among other things. Yeah, you know what? Let's go to Krenel Hill and get that real quick. We're looking specifically for a Blizzrobe. Or a Blizzard Wizrobe. I'm pretty sure they're Blizzrobes, though. This game's weird. So Media Wizrobe was separated, but like Blizzrobe is one word. You could call it a Meteorobe. That would be a fine, word fusion. And it is, of course, the rain is fresh. And I need to figure out which one. Is it this one over here? Just double check. A Blizzrobe. With fire arrows that I'm pretty sure don't exactly work. Nice. Link, unfreeze, like right now. And I did also do a light bit of farming white choo-choo jelly. We need a good bit of the stuff. There we go. Got that all nice and sorted. We don't need the fire rod. We're also full up on inventory anyway and couldn't use it if we wanted to. So now, we're going to come over. We're going to grab the first piece of the Phantom Armor. Phantom Armor is it's referencing Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks was a part of the Legend of Zelda franchise. It's the successor to the Phantom Hourglass. And in that one, Zelda's spirit gets separated from her body, and she begins to inhabit a spectral suit of armor when Link goes to visit a certain tower. I'm pretty sure it's the only time where that happens. And then the rest of the time, she just is a spirit that accompanies him on his adventures. All right, Mr. Mills, where would I be now if you hadn't come along? Nowhere good, that's for sure. You should have this. Yay, fairy tonic. We really need to get to safety. We're all right. We should count ourselves lucky for that. And you know what would make this ride easier? A horse. You could probably get this, like, horse armor exceedingly early. You can kind of mad dash over to the Kalo shrine. And you can complete the shrine puzzle. Do I recommend it without Rivali's Gale? No, I don't. You're going to be pathing a really complex maze if you don't have that. Or, you know, at least 2 wheels of stamina and some stamina food. But it is something you can do. This is not the correct path. It's this one right here. Welcome to the late game Breath of the Wild experience, everybody. We can literally just ride around. Later we'll get a motorcycle. That'll be a fun experience.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
And now what we can kind of do is sort of be very quiet. Pretty sure that is a silver Lionel. And somewhere in like one of these back corners ought to be actually we should probably do is not have this Lionel notice us, because there will be bokoblin archers that might interfere. And taking them out might be a good idea. Drop down, Link. Thank you very much. Then we're gonna get our most wallopiest, most walloping physical weapon that we can find. And take pictures of things we apparently forgot to take pictures of. There's like nothing over there. Nah, the problem is he sees us. So we should we should fight him like a proper person. Is that a flaming weapon? I didn't think the Lionels were capable of doing this. That's really unfortunate. The sideward jump also works. Sure. The game is like huffing it with the special effects for whatever reason. Let me get a... Oh, that's like strange. You're gonna take a break from trying to beat Tears of the Kingdom? Ah, so you'll try to 100% it. Nice, nice. Ah, so you're like kind of like saving up your interest, so to speak. It's like, I know that content creators will sometimes avoid playing a certain game even though they really want to play it for the express purpose of 100%ing it, or for the express purpose of playing it on camera later. There are many games in my arsenal that I have not played that I could play, but choose not to because I want to share that experience with you guys. Many of them are RPGs, not all of them, but many of them are like RPGs or various like action adventure titles. Just I kind of have them backlogged for that express purpose. It's always kind of an interesting give and take when it comes to what people do and don't play and what their reasons are for it. I think I want some better protection here. Come on, Switch. I know you can do it. It really doesn't like the Lionels doing the flame swords too much. What's our runner-up sword? Is that gonna be? That's gonna be one of these. I don't think so. You're not breathing any fire today, Mr. Lionel. Run. Staring into a bunch of elemental special effects is apparently what causes the game to like freak out. So let's not do that. That's like a kind of a memory thing. Okay. Nice try, Mr. Lionel. He did get me with one of them though. Run. Are we running out of swords? Yeah, we got the savage swords. Let's use those. Good night, Mr. Lionel, and goodbye. I believe we still have... Yeah, we have royal shields. I kind of have to, like... I think we need a royal sword somewhere along the way. Okay, I need to see what sort of... These are the savage shields. Let's dump a plain one. Okay, this is also a plain one, so that's fine. And then the other bow that's here, let's drop... This is just a plain Jane ×3. I'm actually going to pick our golden bow back up so we have a couple of sniper effects or sniper tools to work with. Now that we have that done and dusted. Well, I hope that you decide to fill... I hope you fill that time not playing Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, excuse me, with whatever fits your fancy, NK. Hopefully, you've found something else to fill the time with. Now, we're looking for a chest that's bound to be somewhere. It's not those. It's definitely on the ground floor, however, and it better not be in the midst of this pile of malice. That would be awful. You basically have nothing. You've got nothing to do, so you're doing Breath of the Wild in Master Mode. How's that going for you? Is it easy? Sufficiently challenging? Neither? Okay, I am having some issues. Is it somewhere else, or northwest walls of the ground floor? Okay. Yep. All right. So north would be here, and northwest would be like this way. Okay, I just passed over it. That's fine. Da 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 da. Attack up on an equipment. Awesome. Myths abound about armored phantoms that terrorized brave heroes. This helmet looks just like the ones they supposedly wore. It's a rather rare find. That's one of them. Now the next one, as soon as I can eyeball it, that is a shrine quest. Ruins where the soldiers of Hyrule gathered. That's like a that's definitely some like let's see, would it be the Gatepost Town ruins? There's like a couple of these. There's the East Post Town ruins. I know there are a couple of others. It's the Castletown Watchtower. I don't know if one of these is here. Let me double check. Okay. So I'm looking for the Hyrule Garrison ruins. Which might be... That's the Castletown prison. Might it be over here? And I know one of these is the Sacred Ground ruins. So it's like... definitely here for sure. Ah, here. Okay, got it. Now let's figure out the closest spot, and then we can get to doing like regular normal quests and not the DLC stuff. I enjoy finding random chests, but I also like talking to people. I'm one of the people that when when RPGs and stuff are being streamed, I will go through and talk to people, just so we don't miss any dialogue, or we miss as little dialogue as possible. This game is super expansive. You'd think, I read like a science or a sci-fi Stack Exchange post where someone basically did the math, and like this entire space is apparently 80, like an 86 square kilometer sized field. But man, the devs, I have to applaud the devs for finding a way to make 86 square kilometers on like a 60 times or 600 times time scale feel larger than it really is, you know? It's impressive. I hope I can say the same about the Tears of the Kingdom. I hope the scale, the way that the maps are detailed and laid out continue to be impressive. I see you over there. Just adjust a little bit for the Ancient Guardian, and I see you over there. Nice. Man, you little stinkers found a way to be annoying. Alright. Time to go search the rubble. Because it's surely going to be among the rubble of the ruins. Somewhere. I never say no to a free chest. Do you get a free? It's fine. It's fine. We've got weapons aplenty to work with. What's one more to what's one more to work with, eh? Okay. Let's see. Maybe in one of these buildings. A royal shield, but the inventory is full. Is that an 84? I think I saw an 84 there. Shh, that is a 55. That is not. There we go. Good. Oh, did we take a picture of these shields? I want to say we did, but just in case. Okay, we did in fact take a picture. Good. What about this one? Money. Makes sense. We're in a town ruin after all. And I think we might have found our chest. Nope, that is a shield. I literally put it there and forgot. I literally engaged streamer brain and said, let's freaking go. All right. What about this chest? The spearhead of this weapon is uniquely Sheikah in design. Spearmasters of the Sheikah tribe can use the crescent shape to snag their opponents and deliver brutal cuts. Just in case, did we take a picture? We did. Now we have some cheap weapons to work with. And, you know, some things that we can slot in our house for when we start the Connoisseur's Quest. Gotta find a Traveler's Sword lying around somewhere. Hey, Amber, I don't have to mine is also great. Love that for me. Anything toppled underneath or buried underneath a guardian? Yep, sure is. Da-da-da-da-da. Myths abound about armored phantoms. Yep, these greaves look like just the ones they supposedly wore. They're a rather rare find. That's one of them. And now the other, we can probably call our horse for. I'm a little worried about calling my horse for this one. Because we could end up running into, like, literally infinite guardians. But, hey, we have ancient arrows. That's what they're there for. Might as well make use of them. And we can farm guardian parts while we're at it. Look, never let a good opportunity go to waste, everybody. That's just a good idea. It is so nice to be able to do this. I wish more games had this, where it's like, you don't want to fast travel, but you do want some form of travel where you can take your hand off the controller for a minute and hit something and not have a loading screen. It's nice when games let you have something like this. Hey, other AAA or even indie devs, take notes. AAA gaming be on its, may be on a downturn, but that doesn't mean that, AAA gaming doesn't have, like, things you could take notes on. Is that really all that was here? Just few barrels? I guess so. These are ruins after all. Anything in here? I don't think I ever checked. Just the random ruins dotting the landscape. Maybe up here? Maybe in this random cart? We are... just another 100 pieces of amber and I will be satisfied with the farming. It might be 240. Again, I've got a worksheet. I've got someone put together a Google sheet for this. I'm pretty happy about that, all things considered. And the Google sheet has like the effective ratios of ingredients, and I can use that in my when I go and farm for stuff to upgrade armor. Okay, gonna like stop what I'm doing. Drop down. Ah, that was just a little bit too far away. 2 ancient arrows to kill a guardian, not good. Oh, right, I should be chilling these. Let's do that. Oh, but I have to kill it while it's chilled. Good point. Stay relatively far afield. Okay, so I believe it's in the second ring around here. Yeah, look at that. Yay. That's all the EX quests done, everybody. Da 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 da. This piece looks just like the armor they supposedly wore. A rare find. I need to get like a cheer sound effect. I know there's some stock ones available. I need to find one. We're gonna save because I don't want to lose progress. And now we're gonna head back over to our house in Hateno. We're gonna dump some weapons because we got a traveler's sword we gotta look for. And now I could take it off my. Now I could take that type of stuff off my phone. I know it's a bit early, but one second. I'm going to be silent for a few minutes while I attempt to combat these hiccups. Give me just a moment. Okay, I think we're good here. Sorry about that. I bet that had to be a little bit amusing. People are like, look at the funny fat man hold his breath for like 30 seconds. Yeah, that's totally a real knee slapper. What on earth is this? A new age of comfort. Bolsa construction homes ooze quality from every seam. Explore our model homes today. I guess I just never read. But now we need to find something in the sensor. That's going to be the map. Nope, that is incorrect. Change target. So now we look for we're gonna look for a traveler's sword. Target with the sensor. And now we're gonna go find one. West Necluda, that's probably gonna be like out here. Surely the outpost ruins will have a traveler's sword. Surely. Now we're actually starting to, like, clear up regular quests. Anyway, I was going to start chilling. Maybe that was a sign to, like, wait. You never know. But I've talked about the free, easy methods to help the channel grow. And, of course, you guys know that you guys being here is way more than enough for me. But if you guys do feel like financially supporting me in any way, shape, or form, I have plenty of avenues available for that. Your best recourses for this, if you're a if you are a YouTube person, I highly recommend a like a Patreon or Coffee membership. I recommend one of those. For $2 a month, you basically get most of the benefits. When I'm able to, I will make the video series. I keep saying it, and it's partially so I remind myself that I have an exclusive video series to do. I should get on it. But at the very least, you guys will be counted. Let's not fire those. There we go. That's a little bit better. Just go ahead and grab all those sweet goodies. And I need to be aware that I probably don't want, I probably don't just want to, wow, I'm blanking real bad. Anyway, I probably don't just want to rely on the sensor. I want to, like, rely on, I want to rely on magnesis as well for some of this. But, outside of, like, the Patreon or Coffee memberships, which award basically the same perks, but for way less. For you guys on Twitch, I also recommend those if you don't care about anything Twitch has to offer. But if you're willing to spend a little extra, for $6 a month, you get you get access to a brand new, like, really nice. I should have refreshed the Twitch chat again. Now I have to do it through the attachment thing. Really need to just change out what's going on with OBS. That's going to be... Oh, those are emotes on YouTube. That's the incorrect chat. Hang on. For $6 a month, you get the spinning pride emote that I worked hard on and totally didn't just... I'm joking. I did just basically recolor some things. But if you want, you know, Pride Month emotes, these are what I have on offer. I have a spinning one and I have a regular one available with your free Prime Gaming you get from your Amazon account each month, as well as your Tier 1 or better subscription. Let me try going not to the Shrine of Resurrection. Let's not do that. Let's go to the tower. There will surely be a sword in there we can use. Or around there we can find. But yeah, for $6, you get a few extra perks, and most notably, you don't have any ads to worry about. So, of course, the rest of that stuff is in the under the donations tab in the About Me section on Twitch, or it'll be in the link tree on YouTube, which is a far better place for that type of stuff. There should also be a link tree link on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. It should be in the About Me section right under the video viewer or video player. You know, the thing you're watching this stream from, if you're on Twitch. I'm gonna have a bad time trying to find this sword, aren't I? Kind of like working through old places right now. And I need to switch to something like a Guardian Axe, or we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, that's the shilling. It's all done. Just, stop with that. I didn't mean... Actually, this is actually kind of beneficial. I take that back. That is fairly beneficial for us to have right now. We have this nice cheap club that we could definitely use to, like, save ourselves on expenses. And I have to make separate YouTube content, worthwhile YouTube content, if I would like to, you know, get bigger on YouTube. I do appreciate my 88 subscribers, though. I've got so many series, it's not even, like, funny. I probably... What was that noise? Was that a fairy? Let's not linger about over fairies, shall we? There's definitely got to be a traveler's sword. I guess we could always get like a rusty sword or something and like bring it over to one of those Octoroks that'll polish metal weapons for us. That said, that like turning in one of those is fairly dangerous. I mean, ironically, it's actually less dangerous. It's less dangerous here than it is, you know, in the sword trials. Oh lord, the sword trials were a real hoot and a holler for that. You really had to choose whether or not you wanted to try to redeem a club or two. Back for the lurk. Welcome back. How go your adventures in Master Mode, NK? Find any gold bokoblins or other gold creatures yet? I can definitely not say no to free ammunition, especially not like 11 pieces. Starting the Magnesis trial. So just a completely fresh start. That's totally fine. I was merely curious. We are looking for a Traveler's Sword. If you were wondering what you are coming back to, this is what you're coming back to. We're doing the Weapon Connoisseur quest, and I'm trying to find a relatively easy Traveler's Sword just lying around, ready for the taking. I'm checking a bunch of different places to find this. It's not in there. It could be like in here. I remember there being, you know, there's like a hole, and then if you fall down, that's just where that leads. Goodness. Okay, let me think about where else I could find one of these swords. Maybe I didn't look far enough in Necluda. I might want to do that. In fact, there's probably a battlefield. Let's look in there. There might be a sword lying around in the Ruppel for us to use. And, you know, if I don't find one by the time the next ad break strikes, which is in about approximately 6 minutes, I'll go ahead and look it up. so that we don't have to worry about, wasting time with this quest. I'm trying to hold to a schedule anyway, so, doing that just kind of works. And although I'm holding to a schedule, drill, baby, drill. But in this context, it's good. It's actually a good thing. We even get a ruby for our trouble. Is it like... Okay, where is the... I'm trying to figure out where it's, like, pointing me to, and I'm not spotting it. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. Hopefully everybody likes that new... actually, let me double check and make sure that there was even something going on there. I adjusted the sound effect for this, but I didn't, actually... I don't know if I needed to, change where the sound was being sent. That one's being sent to the overlay. This one is also being sent to the overlay. Okay, I think everybody heard that. I just wanted to make sure it was sent to the right place. That's all. Okay, so where exactly is the sensor trying to, it's definitely... It's telling me it's nearby, but I don't know where exactly it's trying to point me to. Not over here, is it? There's not just a random sword lying around here, is there? Got the chopper's axe. If the apples run out, the children will go pick some more. They told me to take as many as I want. Ma'am, I know there are children that will literally do slave labor for you, but can we, not? You don't need to mention that. I already solved it. I just want to see you two get mad. Huh, you're lying. Yeah, definitely lying. There's no way a rookie like you. He says while holding a boulder breaker. Not a chance. Tell this guy to beat it, Dak. Quiet, Prison, I'm trying to think. You don't need any more time. I'm literally trying to save you your time. And you're not having it. Sucks to suck, sucker butt. Oh yeah, you can talk to this dude if you want to figure out how soon a blood moon is on its way. Tonight's moon will be a little smaller than yesterday's full moon. It's nice in its own way, really. Blood moon. This happened for so long now that no one really pays it any mind. Yup. Assuming you don't trigger the emergency blood moon, he is your bellwether for, is there a blood moon or not? You could totally use him as a sort of litmus test for, did you meet the checks for a blood moon or not? Now, do I recommend it? No, you're going to be too busy in different places for that. But the check is there if you want it. I definitely want to get up here before... No, I definitely... Yeah. Climbing these things is always weird. You kind of need to go around a very specific way and hope like heck you don't have to, do crazy antics to get on top. I don't need your directions, but thanks anyway. Alright. I'm gonna go look up where a traveler's sword is while we wait for the commercial break, which should happen in the next 6 or 8 seconds. See you guys after the break. Thank you.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm back. I had to go conduct a call, which is part of why that minute was awkward before we took the break and everything. You also just... Okay. I had this right on in the first place. I had to go conduct some business. I had to take a call and everything. There's a very good chance I'll need to step away. I've got like an internal alarm, aka my dog's barking like crazy. Because when I live with other folk and I have a conversation I gotta have with them when they get home. Like I can't, save the conversation for later or anything. I'm letting you guys know we will probably have to take like a short break again once that happens. In the meantime, though, I have looked up where a guaranteed traveler's sword. Where a guaranteed one usually is. That's going to be over in Kakariko Village. There's one usually right next to the waterfall. And we can use that to complete this first stage of the quest. What I forget is whether or not I forget if the quest starts with the Hylian stuff and expands outwards, or it's just kind of a random hodgepodge of stuff. Be like, what, over there? Yeah. Isn't there a traveler's sword in the Great Plateau? Possible. Let me see what Google has to say. Yeah, there is. It's in the Shabaij region or shrine in the Great Plateau region. Yeah. I just happened to spot the one for Kak Village first. And that's what my eyes kind of locked on, was that one. But if I can't find this one, I know I've got another one to look for. This is what I was talking about earlier, where having a... I think that might... No, that is a tree branch. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, where especially in like the context of like quests and stuff, having a good headspace for where certain kinds of things are can really help you later with various quests or just even like flow of exploration in Breath of the Wild, aka how you do things. Having a good headspace for that can be important. Make sure I haven't missed anything. NK on YouTube said, "I'm getting no ads on YouTube." That is likely that's the smart thing. It's nice that the streams don't have ads on them. Maybe that'd be different if I were a YouTube partner. But I guess people on YouTube should count their lucky stars that the only reason I have to take breaks, I have to take the hourly breaks that I do, is because of Twitch. Because we're multi-streaming without Restream, because it works better for me, and also Restream isn't free. It's kind of a really bad service if it's free. Let's go turn in this quest. I hear my dog alarm going off, which most assuredly means the person I need to talk to should be home by now. Or on their way to parking. So I'd better be I better be ready to go. But speaking of, let's track that quest. This is where like tracking quests might actually be useful. Might not want to do it at night, though. Yeah, we might want to rest until morning, now that I'm thinking on it. Alright, let's do that real quick, then. Here we go. Up to the inn. Or, no, wait, no, this is the inn. I think that would have been, like, the village leader's / chief's house. Good evening. Welcome to Tonpu Inn. Yep. A soft bed, please. One extra soft downy bed for one. When would you like to be woken up? In the morning, thank you. We don't have a lot of money, but it is certainly enough to stay in villages many times over, if we need it. Especially at the good rate. Alright. So now the little kid that should be requesting these weapons should be around here somewhere. Just gotta follow the quest marker. Something that I, with a heavy MMORPG background, am very good at. Quest markers are everywhere, whether they be in modded form or unmodded form. It's kind of all the same. I wonder if I have to wait until noon for the kids. They might have to do that. We'll see. Because normally these kids should be running around, but I think that's in the afternoon. Where are the kids? They be sleeping. Well, no, I can't. I have to find a campfire. That's the only thing that works. Can't pass time any other way. Outside of sleeping and or resting. I know where the cook pot is, just gotta find it. It's like up here, isn't it? It's like way up here. Might also die. I don't know if we can dye the Ancient Guardian set, but I'm gonna try. One cook pit ready to go, sit until noon. This also gives the person I need to talk to time to like come in, take a walk around the backyard and do their usual routine. But I do still need to be ready for them. Okay, so kiddos should now be awake. Running up and down the thing. Yep, here you are. Hey. Huh? Oh, isn't that the Traveler's Sword? Nice, nice. Let me see, let me see. Don't let the kid hold it, though. Wow, so awesome, so cool. Gramps will flip when he hears I saw that. When he hears I saw this. Thanks. Here's a token of my thanks. No worries. My Gramps told me to give it to the person that teaches you how to fight. Close enough. All right, next. Grandpa said he wanted to see, what was it again? Oh, I remember now. All right, have you heard of the fire rod? I've seen it in books, but never in real life before. If you find it, please let me see it. Gonna drop this sucker. We got many things that function like fire rod, but not an actual real fire rod, unfortunately. What I can do is... Nope, it's definitely this. I'm definitely not at all scrambling my sensors on things. That is the meteor rod. It's the flame blade, thunder blade. We haven't taken a picture of a frost blade, apparently. Meteor rod. Oh, so we just straight up have not taken a picture of a fire rod. Okay, I do have to look that up. Which I will definitely do while we take a short, actually, let's say a medium-sized break, because I don't know how long, that's going to be. For you guys on YouTube, it's going to be 1 minute and 30 seconds approximately. Just kind of sit tight, and or continue to find things to do. For you guys on Twitch, this is kind of the other time where I play ads. I only ever play ads. Like a grand total of 2 instances. One is during the breaks, the commercial break that happens every hour, and the other is times like this. I hopefully will not be longer than 1 minute and 30, but I do need to go do this, so I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I am back. Thankfully, it was nothing serious. It wasn't anything that was, like, important. Let's go ahead and... Oh, right, there's a command for this. There we go. It's nice to have commands for things. If only I had a stream deck and I could, like, punch that stuff in. That would be way easier. Way easier. Not sponsored by Coke. Just pointing that out there. Just don't want this thing to fizz all over me. Let's not have that happen. What is everyone's favorite fountain beverage? That's Coke, Pepsi, so on. And the reason I specifically say fountain beverage is that also opens it up to, like, the mixing stations. So if you guys have ever been to, like, a Firehouse Subs or a Subway or sometime, I think Wendy's also has these. Where apparently it's, like, all the commercial flavors of drink available. So I know Sprite has, like, 6, or at least 6. Fanta, I believe, has, like, at least 6. Dr. Pepper, surprisingly, has at least 5. And so on. So if you guys have, like, a specific flavor of, you know, Sprite or Dr. Pepper, that is what that is for. That is why I say fountain drink. I am really quite partial to, the cherry root beer or cherry vanilla root beer that's sometimes in the fountain drinks or in the fountain machines. Otherwise, and obviously if the fountain beverages ever start pouring Cheerwine, I'll be all over those. But until they do, we're gonna go back up to Krenel Hill. Until those fountain beverages do start pouring Cheerwine, assuming that's ever a thing that actually happens, well, you know, there's always a good old cherry Coke. That's always fine enough, and there's Sprite and a ton of other things that I quite like. They're about on the same level as Cheerwine. I used to be a huge Sprite enthusiast before I, you know, got turned on to the super carbonated Cheerwine. Cheerwine has about 300 times more carbonation in it compared to standard soda. So it's, if you have kidney issues, do not drink Cheerwine. You will die. You will have kidney stone. You will have a bad time. Don't do it. Okay, so now I forget. So I think on this level there is supposed to be like the major rods, and down here is like where the minor ones are kind of supposed to be. Let's check these because I think they're supposed to be on these levels, and then we should be good to go. I don't know how I never snapped a picture of this particular item, but worse things have happened, I suppose. Let's go ahead and whip out the boulder breaker. I believe that is the meteor. Yeah, Media Whiz Robe. This one down here ought to be like the lower grade. Like the lower grade Whiz Robe. If I could just get the... It would be nice if I didn't have to, like, constantly, ice Whiz Robe. Yep, so it's not that one. Let's check the other one. But if you ever want a nice source of these types of items, Krenel Hill is the place you should definitely visit to get them. And again, I really will recommend the Blizzard Rod more than any other item. If you only have room for one magical rod among your selection of weapons, the Blizzard Rod is exactly where it's at. There's so many things you can do with it. You can combine it with even just a simple Thunder Rod to, like... What was that noise? Was that a choo-choo? No, that was an Octorok. Okay. Choo-choos sound like blobby liquid. Kind of hard to describe that, but there we go. Is that a... Wrong one! Let's not do that. So it's the remaining one, wherever I can find it. So, lightning, frost... So it's this one here. This one is probably where the fire rod is. There's just so many good things on offer with the fire rod, or with the Blizzard Rod. It's not funny. It is like the best one. You don't even really like. A Blizzard weapon or a Frost Blade or something like that is also pretty good in one-on-one, scenarios. It's like equivalent, but if you're like trying to freeze a whole crowd of enemies, as long as you're not like in master mode and you're not fighting the gold ones, like the gold enemies have like a reduced time, like they have freeze resistance. And because they have freeze resistance, I see you over there. I'm gonna... I'm just not gonna let you... I'm not gonna let you snipe me while I'm claiming my prize. That being a fire rod. We have to take a picture of one as well, so that also works even. I see you back there, but as long as you didn't see me, I think we're good here. Boy, that sure didn't take long. Why is there a Yiga clan member right here? Why? I am loving this. Let us go back to Hateno right now. Because that is something we can do. We don't have to fight these. And because you can do it mid-combat, I encourage... That's one of the best things about the teleportation system, is you could basically just... You can basically just, if you get in a hairy situation, you can leave immediately. Just closing the lid on my tasty fizzy beverage. Let's go show the boy a fire rod. Hey! Huh? Isn't that the fire rod? Of course that would happen. Give me 1 second, guys. If you're wondering what's going on, I spilled something on my desk. I have to clean that up. No, isn't the new drink I just got. Promise. That would be infinitely worse. I'm gonna go ahead and mute this while I clean up. Sorry about that, folks. That's what happens when you spill soda. When you spill old soda on your desk. I lost basically all my remaining blank index cards. Which was not good. You don't want those smelling like Dr. Pepper, promise. So if you're wondering why am I making a big stink about cue cards? It's because I have some statements on these. I wrote down 4, and these cue cards are supposed to, let me know what I need to say so that either myself or Mod knows which command they're supposed to use. It's part of it's the entertainment thing where you have a catchphrase, and the catchphrase is supposed to be a signal, a call for you to do something. Happens in showbiz a lot, actually, where you kind of have to you don't have time to direct someone. You don't direct someone in the middle of live footage. You say something and they do it. It's a script. It's a whole script. I'm sitting in a funny position in the chair. You remembered our promise. Thanks. Let me see. I'm a little close for you to see it, but you can see it. Wow, it's exactly like the one in the books. Thanks. Here's a token of my thanks. Don't be so modest. I got it from my grandpa, so think of it as a thank you from him. Alright, the next weapon I want to see is... What was it? Oh yes, that one. Have you heard of the Moblin Club? So when my grandpa was young, he looked for it but couldn't find it, so please, if you find it, please let me see. A moblin club, like a generic club? I hope that's not... I don't think just any old club will do. Moblin club. Yeah, that definitely makes me think... like, around the gate post. Like, around the post ruins and stuff. There's bound to be a moblin with a boko club that I can use. Or moblin club. It's the big two-handed ones. Because moblins usually don't use, like, they can use swords. It's kind of uncommon for them to use a typical one-handed implement. Can happen, though. They're more likely to use something that takes advantage of their range and speed, and, like, heft. And that would be, like, the two-handed weapons, like clubs or spears. They're far more likely to use one of those. Nice, nice. I definitely won't say no to any of those. Also, I should probably drop this. We really don't need a fire rod. It feels like such a waste, though. Fine, fine. I'll find some way to use it. Gotta mind the whole not wanting to burn the boko bat before we, like, actually get one. AKA the club. We don't want to burn the club before we find one. Is that a wooden bow? Please tell me we've snapped a picture. We have. Good. Was a little worried that we hadn't quite done that. This we could probably just pick up and chuck. That's damaged. This game is all about, you know, once you've actually done most everything, you know, we're at this stage of the game, you kind of have to make your own fun, your own entertainment. Like, we're doing quests right now, sure, but what happens when those run out, Not 100% sure. Let's change the target. We're looking for Boko Bat for sure. There's a Boko club that is not a Moblin club. We got most of the arms. Double axe, sledgehammer, boomerang, claymore, cobble crusher. The Boko Bat. Oh, the Moblin Club. Yes, we need... Wait, what? Gerudo Highlands, Farron Grasslands. Well, the Farron Grasslands would be here, so... Let's start by doing that. Surely we'll find one nearby and I won't have to look one up. I can't say my commentary has been great today, so I hope everyone has at least enjoyed the gameplay. I really don't share a whole bunch of details of my personal life. Like I do from time to time, but I'm more likely to talk about geopolitics or philosophy or, you know, like some general philosophy or some ethical question. I'm more likely to do that than anything. 2. Yeah, I see you guys jumping around over the durians you found. I'm gonna, you know, take those away. And hey, if we wanted durians, this is where we can find them. We should probably not be running as well, because, you know, any farming we do here is going to be useful, valuable. You never know when you might find an energetic rhino beetle, which I think we need. I know we need at least 15 of those. I could need more, but I know you need at least 15. Kinda sucks that I, you know, willy-nilly, like, traded them away to Beetle. I just did it. I literally just did that. I literally did the thing I just cautioned everyone not to do if they were playing this for themselves. Yikers. Let's not repeat that mistake. The grasslands are the fair and grasslands are gonna be where you find probably a good majority of the beetles, though. Like, you have the highest, like, native chance to just find one. Whereas here, you kind of have to, or I should say, in the rest of the areas, you kind of have to look around every tree and hope you find one. I want to say Eastern Necluda might also have some. If I recall correctly. I probably am not. Okay. I see that we have an offering bowl. I will definitely take that. Don't worry, I'll definitely be farming stuff once the stream is over. No worries about that. Because I got a lot of farming to do. I don't want to subject you guys to dragon farming. That's kind of something I'll just, you know, do on my own. Because I need a lot of parts, and the only way that I get a lot of parts is to quite literally set aside time to do that. Keeping my ear out for whenever the sensor, like, ticks up for whatever reason. Was that that is a beetle? Yeah, 1 out of 15. Definitely need those. It's also nice to sit and soak the ambience from time to time. Dark Souls is kind of like this, where it's like, especially 1 and 3. Sometimes you would get like an ambient, like a theme or whatever, but most of the time it's literally just you and the noise of the game. Elden Ring's also kind of like that. You just kind of. This should definitely break it a little bit faster. I'm looking around for enemies, promise, but I'm also getting some farming done. Gotta balance the time, you know? But in large part, we are working on quests. This is just kind of a long-winded one, you know? Not good. 2, 3. I forget how many stages this quest has. I want to say it's like 5. And we're working on the 3rd one right now. I'm sorry, what? What caused that to light on fire? Game? I've never seen the game do that before. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's start looking around for where I can find some moblins. I know a blood moon happened recently, so all of the ones that are here will be here. Just have to look. I know there's definitely one toward the Spring of Courage we could kind of rely on. Is there any kind of game out there, are there any game titles out there where you guys enjoy the grind that comes along with it? I know for me, a lot of times that's going to be it's not an ARPG. I think it would be a CRPG. Well, I guess it is an action RPG, but it is also an isometric one. I'm thinking of stuff like Grim Dawn, or which we've also done on this channel, by the way, specifically for YouTube. I've archived those because I don't want people, looking back at my old streams. I would ideally want to start over on that, and with the mods as well. But Grim Dawn has it. Last Epic has it. Last Epoch even has it. Path of Exile has that sort of thing, where the grind is part of the game. Like, it really, truly is part of the game. Do you guys have a game like that? Some people will say World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV kind of fits that vibe of what they're looking for. Of how to answer that question. Some people will say it's, Breath of the Wild or Animal Crossing New Horizons. There's tons of grinding to be done in a game like that. And while admittedly you're kind of kneecapped in Animal Crossing by, the calendar, it's nothing that a little reconfiguring with the calendar, the Switch's internal calendar, won't, there's nothing a little reconfiguration won't fix in that regard. So I know there's a moblin up here. The question is he using a club or not? I'm not quite in the right passage. No, they're gone. Alright, rather than waste time, let's go look up where one of these is. I was supposed to have done that, but I got kind of caught up. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, fog brain. I was supposed to have done that while I was having a conversation with the folks that had just returned home, but methinks I probably just got lost in that more than anything, and didn't bother to punch things in on the way back. North of the Dig Dog Suspension Bridge. Okay. Let's try that. I did not mean to interact with the goddess statue. So the Dig Dog suspension bridge is like right here. And that means it's this shrine right here. Because we want to see the moblins. Interestingly, it's nice that there are some areas that effectively don't scale. Not every place scales, but a lot of the things in the game do scale. They do react to the point scoring system, aka the experience system that I mentioned before, like the reverse experience system, where if you want an easy game, don't kill a whole bunch of stuff. You know, sneak around, find your weapons that way. Put a pin right there so I can go from there. Is that it right there? I bet it is. I mixed up the appearance of the Boko Bat, or the Boko Club is what I was doing. Alright, now that we got that lovely thing, hold on, I need to make sure I've taken a... Right, I already have taken a picture because of the sensor. It is back over here. We're going to be doing a lot of this as well. A lot of teleporting once we've gotten something. I think the next one might be a claymore. I think it's supposed to be like a knight's claymore or soldier's claymore. Kids are in the house, so I have to wait until it's noon. Sit until noon, please. Here's to hoping it's not still raining. Good. It's true, oh, oops. Sorry, who did you see? There's a girl staying up in the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab. I saw her come outside. She was right over there. It's true, when I tried to tell a grown-up about it. They said that the only people who lived there are an old man and an old woman. She was a Sheikah girl, I swear. No one ever listens to kids. Ah, you saw Kira as she really was. Shame, shame, shame. Hey, huh? Yeah, isn't that the Moblin Club? You remembered. Thanks. You're welcome, little kid. I hope your grandpa didn't brain you with one of these. Whoa, it's even more amazing than I ever imagined. It's literally wood, kid. Well, thanks. I guess to a kid, you know, a big burlesque pile of wood or lump of wood fashioned into a club, wrapped with tape, like with leather strips for gripping, would in fact probably impress them. Sure. Don't be so modest. All right, the next weapon I want to see is, yes, that one. How about the duplex bow? I've seen it in books, but never in real life before. If you find it, please let me see it. The duplex bow. That's a Yiga clan thing. Pretty sure there's a duplex bow. That like we did take a snap of that. Gonna just remove that. And we're gonna head over to the Shodantu Shrine. We got I'm pretty sure we can find a duplex bow in there. But I don't think those scale. Pretty sure they don't find better bows. Like they're always like this. I will never say no to some free mining, though. Yay. Yeah, you guys need to skedaddle or you're going to die. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay. Somewhere among this mess, I'd better be like a Yiga clan person, probably. We can like step into the Yiga clan hideout and probably find one. I will say the weapon connoisseur quest, the one that we're doing right now, is probably one of those quests you should definitely do piecewise, i.e., you know, you should always be turning in weapons. But just like in my previous playthrough, when we, you know, tried... When I tried to do this, I would always forget about it. It's like an easy thing to forget, too. Because... Or like, I don't have time to go turn in stuff to kids. We gotta... let's go... Where are my lovely desert shoes? They're around here somewhere. I know they're here somewhere. Just gotta find them. Here. Now we can move pretty normal. You thought you were gonna get me with that trap, but think again, Giga Clan. Think again. These are actually some pretty nice boots. You know what? I never had these in my previous playthrough, my partial playthrough of the game. I never had this. It is so nice to have. You know, anytime you're in sandy soil. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. You guys know the spiel by now. I know it kind of sucks for people on YouTube, but we have to have these commercial breaks in there for the folks on Twitch. Because if we don't do that, they're going to be subject to ads. So the viewing experience is definitely a little bit worse on YouTube. In order to not make the super scummy, let me not use one of those. Yeah, no, I'm not letting you get away with that. Nope. Okay. What do I do here? Maybe now might be a good time to drop this. Kind of sucks, but we still have one bow for the purposes of sniping. So we have the duplex bow. Let us go right back and take it to this kid. It's good that we're doing all this now. I think I generally think I like the pacing of how I've done things so far. You guys on YouTube, you know, I can see when people are giving me comments and everything. If you guys want to comment on like the pacing, feel free. Have I done a generally good job? Are there places where I've been hit or miss? You know, I know it's the internet. I know people don't exactly like... I never want to pressure anyone into, like, having an opinion or anything. or like feeling the need to share it. But you know, I notice people have this tendency, like when they want to be really negative, they want to be really, really negative. Like there is no filter. But only once you've hit a certain size on YouTube. Otherwise, people are like, I'll let them see the algo and figure that out. YouTube algorithm, Twitch algorithm, figure it out. Fafo. I promise you, the comments that are critiques or that they are criticisms of how I do things are just as important. You know, don't cuss me out, but I mean, as long as you're actually engaging and not saying random stuff like Apple or Blueberry, because the YouTube algorithm has gotten to a point where it can figure out people that are just doing algorithm boosts. Don't say algorithm boosts either. That causes the video to be suppressed. You have to do genuine stuff. You have to actually react to the stuff in the video or like the stream VOD. If you don't actually do that, you will cause the video to be suppressed. Like if enough people do that. So I have learned. I've been keeping an eye on the YouTube algorithm. So as long as your critiques are genuine and nicely worded, by all means, feel free to share. Even if they aren't nicely worded, as long as you're not breaking terms of service, also feel free to share. If you want to say this video sucks, do that. If you want to tell me, oh, honestly, you could stream for an hour instead of 4, and that would be fine for me. Say stuff like that. That's fine. It's all part of the algorithm. It all boosts the algorithm because it's genuine engagement. Even if it's a short, 5-word, 7-word quip about I shouldn't stream or whatever. That's fine. Say that. YouTube is very good about figuring out, figuring the real content boosts. It really is. Why do you think there's bot boosting? Anyway, see you guys after the commercial break. Sorry about that, folks. I am back. I do want to let you know that